Psalm 48. It's a wonderful psalm. When I was a teenager, we used to sing a song. We used to have these things called singspirations, and they're one of my favorite memories of growing up in church because my parents were youth workers, and we got to go to all the youth activities as little kids, even before I was a teenager. And so once every couple of weeks after Sunday night church, we would load up the bus, and it was anywhere from 25 to 50 of us, I guess, teenagers, and we would go to a family in the church's house, and they would have prepared some simple meal, hot dogs or peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, or just basically, finger foods. And we would gather in the home, and we would just first thing we would do is eat and enjoy some fellowship and laughter and snacks, and then we would sing. And our youth leader would encourage us and challenge us. Maybe there would be some testimonies of things that God was doing in our lives. And I just remember sitting there as a child, really 8, 9, 10 years old, and then as a teenager, and I just loved it. I loved every minute of it, with friends, with my family, with my parents, learning what it meant to worship the Lord, learning what it meant to trust Him, to know Him, seeing the joy in people's lives growing and unfolding. And we would sing this song, "Great is the Lord and greatly to be praised in the city of our God, in the mountain of His holiness, beautiful for situation, the joy of the whole earth is Mount Zion on the sides of the north, the city of the great King." Now, there's a historical sense to this in that God chose a people, Israel, and He chose a place, Jerusalem. And He said, "I'm going to set my name there, and I'm going to provide salvation there, and I'm going to come to you and save you and bring you to myself, and I'm going to be your God, and you're going to be my people, and we're going to take this journey together, and one day I'm going to be your eternal king, and I'm going to rule and reign there with my people, and I'm going to call that place Jerusalem. I'm going to call that place Zion. That place has been called Moriah. That place has been called your temple, your sanctuary, the great mountain of the Lord, the great city of our God. All of this refers to this place that represents the presence of God, the promise of God, the power of God, the protection of God, the provision of God, and the hope, the future of a forever kingdom where God will rule and reign in a new Jerusalem, Mount Zion, great city, and forever and ever and ever He will reign unthreatened in a kingdom that is untouched by sin or death or discomfort. And so there's a historical sense, there's a present unfolding reality of God's growing kingdom in me and around us. And then there's a future sense. So there is a Mount Zion that you can go to. In fact, I invite you to go there with me this November. Let me just sidebar for a minute and tell you, I'm going to look at my calendar. We are going to the Holy Land the first Monday after Thanksgiving. Now, this is, barring any unforeseen providential circumstance. We're leaving either Sunday night the 27th or Monday night the 28th, and we're returning either Thursday the 8th or Friday the 9th, and we are going to the Holy Land. And there's right now 30 or 35 of us. I'd love to fill a bus, so you or friends, even if you're not a part of Emmanuel, you can join us. Email me, pastor@ebcnewington.com, and we'll get you the details for the trip. We are booking airlines soon, so we need to hear from you if you want to go. I think the trip is around $3,600 or $3,700, and that's inclusive everything but lunch money, the breakfast, dinner, lodging, airfare, all that. So we're very excited about this trip. We're hoping to be able to add on to the budget. That's why I said that the trip may be a day longer on the front and back end. We're hoping to go through Athens and Corinth in Greece as well on our connection to stay over the night, spend some time at the Agora, the Areopagus, Mars Hill, the Acropolis, and then Corinth. So it's a wonderful trip, but I'll take you to Mount Zion. It's there in Jerusalem, right next to Temple Mount, and we'll be there on that hill. We'll see the empty tomb. We'll see Golgotha. will see that God has kept this city for centuries and centuries and centuries, millennia really, where every empire imaginable has tried to conquer it, defeat it, grind it into the ground, leave it uninhabitable, destroy its people. And God keeps bringing it back and bringing it back and bringing it back. Why? Because he will not be defeated. And he is, as Psalm 48:1 says, great is the Lord, greatly to be praised in the city of our God, in the mountain of his holiness. I just want to plant this in your heart today, my friend. Meditate on the greatness of God. He is yours, and he's great. And he deserves your praise today, not your murmuring, not your complaining. And believe me, I'm not trying to shame you. I fall into that rut myself. But we have a great God, and we have a great reason to praise him, and he is greatly deserving of our praise. And we anticipate eternity in the city of our God, in the mountain of his holiness. Perfect purity, no sin, no malice, no sickness, no harm, no death, no sorrow. The mountain of his holiness is a perfect mountain, perfect rule, perfect reign, perfect authority, perfect justice. And our great God will bring that to pass. And as verse 2 begins, beautiful, beautiful. Now, I'm going to pause it there because I want you to go into this day just meditating, maybe singing, great is the Lord and greatly to be praised in the city of our God, in the mountain of his holiness. You and I belong to a great king. And you need him today. So praise him and thank him and love him and know that he is present with you and walking with you. So walk with him. Give him your heart. Give him your attention. And be reminded that his greatness is leaning in your direction and working on your behalf today. Happy Wednesday, and we'll see you tomorrow.